from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. We're headed back down south to the capital city of the Chickasaw Nation, Tishomingo, Oklahoma, where if you can survive the kill camp, there's s'mores. Also, it's October. That means one thing, National Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and the OKC Animal Welfare is having a Dogtober event. Lots of dogs looking for forever homes, so we're going to help you figure out which one you want. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley.
What's up?
Dude, okay, so we're having a great month.
It's huge.
We're 10 days in.
Yeah.
We are in the multiples of thousands of downloads.
And not that there are other things that we've done under the bus, but we didn't achieve such greatness in such a short amount of time.
We didn't do it by ourselves.
We did not do it by ourselves.
We had a lot of help from the listener.
The listener.
You know who you are.
You know exactly who you are.
And we have an ask, I think, at this point in time.
And I don't think it's we're not coming to you on our knees here. We're asking as a friend. You're our friend. It's simple. Like. Share. Did I say share?
I think let's start off with share.
Okay.
Share the show with as many people as you can in whatever format that you can, and encourage people, including yourself, to actually subscribe to the show.
And if you're not an audiophile, you know someone that is. If you love your state, if you love us, you'll do it. I mean, I'm not saying if you don't, you don't, but it kind of goes hand in hand.
With that being said, OnlyinOKShow everywhere, on iTunes, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Stitcher.
Name it.
iHeartRadio.
Your name dropping all of them.
Google. We're on Google.
We're on your computer.
We're right there. We're watching.
We're in your hand. We're in your pocket.
We know that you haven't shared it yet with your mom, but your mom's going to love us.
We're in your pocket. That means we're one step closer to your wallet. Help us make money. Well, I'll tell you one person I know that's going to share the show because she said that she would. Jaycee with the Devil's Chair at Kill Camp. Got an interview with her coming up. Okay, before we go any further, where'd you get that shirt?
You mean this custom-designed Only in OK shirt?
Dude, the podcast is 17 seconds old.
The guys over at Master Threads printed them up for us.
Well, apparently not us. I don't have a Only in Oklahoma shirt.
Oh, did you not get yours?
Oh, and apparently a hat as well, embroidered? How is this even possible?
Brett, I'm just going to say that Master Threads is an Oklahoma-based company specializing in professional graphic design and embroidery.
And apparently lightning fast turnaround?
Absolutely. So they had made shirts for us in the past, back in the days when we were only international award-winning podcasters. They nailed that order too.
Well, apparently I'll have to call Jeff and the team at Master Threads myself to make it happen. But if you need local products from a local company you can trust, check out Master Threads at masterthreads.us.
That's masterthreads.us.
Master Threads. Well, I'm sure you've heard of the legend of the pink pistol that tried to shoot Old Red, but you may not know the story of the Devil's Chair at Kill Camp. Joining us today as our Devil's Trail tour guide, it's Jaycee Johnson. Jaycee, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. I always like to find these new and interesting places to get scared because as a general rule, don't like to be scared, but your opening day's coming up on the 18th. It's all fun and games, but I'm sure there's quite a bit of history there. What exactly is the Devil's Chair?
Well, the Devil's Chair, in the 1800s, there was a railroad that ran through there. You know, time has moved on. The railroad left the area, and that is just actually one of the pieces of the old railroad that is still intact. And, I mean, people that are from this area, the kids haven't been allowed to play up there.
Yeah.
You know, that even college students don't go up there. You know, it's just a lot of weird things have happened up there. You know, campers go up there and, you know, we've even had some disappearances up in that area due to, and we all like to blame the Devil's Chair.
Jaycee,
So why not put a trail there?
stop. You're supposed to be selling me on the idea of coming down there for something more than Old Red at this point.
We haven't had any disappearances since the late 1800s. I think we're okay.
Well, you did run somebody out of town within the last few years.
Well,
You got to do what you got to do. But, you gained Gwen. So I think you guys are doing all right. But so tell me a little bit about, if you can, give me the start to finish in between of the trail itself.
What we have here, it's our kill camp is the theme, and it's all about camping, and these campers have went out. Our story is students from Murray State have went out and camped with the idea to go and find this elusive devil's share. They want to see what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a group of 4, and they set up their camp. And 2 of them decide to, do a little fishing in Pennington Creek. And the other 2 decide to map out a trail a little towards the Devil's Share so they can start the next morning. Well, the first 2 get back. They can't find their 2 friends that went fishing, and their camp is completely destroyed.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, they kind of clean up their camp, and wait on their friends. And they just don't show. They end up calling the park ranger for help. Kind of start taking the path that the fishermen took just to find some bloody clothes and their boat there on the side of the trail. And what happens after that, you'll have to come and find out.
This is why I love to camp, but I've seen too many movies that tell me that there's something bad that's going to happen to me. So I've kind of almost become a little soft. I never used to take lotion and like hand wipes on a camping trip, but now I pack a little differently now. I stay in a cabin. So if I want to come to Kill Camp,
definitely a very raw camping experience.
So this is not for the faint of heart or for anyone over the age under the age of 12.
Well, we might like to think we want to not discourage a younger crowd, but we definitely want you to know that it is spooky. It's spooky.
I like you, Jaycee. You and I hit it off well. I don't know if Kill Camp is the right approach for me. Maybe it's day camp.
Well, I will tell you this. We have a little fun in our camp. In the middle of the trail, you can pay an additional $3, and we have what we like to call the Kill Camp. And it is the murderer's campsite.
Oh,
and you can search his campsite, and we have hidden cash and prizes in that campsite.
But do you have a hidden camper awaiting to lop my head off? I'm scared.
Let's get that away. We may have something in store.
Okay,
but
so
it is a little fun to it. It is.
All right, Jaycee. So start to finish, how long are we talking here? Is it 30 minutes, 90 minutes? If I run the other way, it's a lot shorter trip to the car, I'm sure.
Well, I will tell you, when we first chose this location, we walked the trail as a group. The committee walked the trail, and it is 8.5 minutes from start to finish. Now that we have established some scare spots and our kill camp and things like that, we're figuring it's going to take about 12.5 minutes to walk through it if you don't search the kill camp. If you search the kill camp, we give you 60 seconds to search. So if you search the kill camp, it'll be about 14 minutes total.
Now, hang on a second. I'm being timed if I survive. So are you saying that there's a 60-second...
If you decide to stop moving at any point in that trail, someone's going to push you forward, trust me.
But what happens if I hit the buzzer at 60 seconds? Is somebody going to jump out and grab me at the kill camp?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, I did find something that may be more appealing to kids my age. I'm 42. If you survive the trail and make it to the end, you get s'mores. Mm-hmm. Is this true?
You do. And you can even start the trail with a s'more if you choose to do that. We have a beginning campsite and we have a storyteller. We're going to have a hobo at the beginning to tell you some stories. He is from here, I don't want to tell anyone who he
Okay.
really is. We're just calling him our hobo, but he's from here, been here all his life, and he knows a lot of the lore, a lot of the stories. And he's going to be up there around that campfire. It's a real campfire. He's going to be up there, and he's going to let you roast a marshmallow and listen to the story, and he's going to get you all buttered up and scared, and then we'll send you through the trail. When the trail's over, you're more than welcome to come back to the very beginning. You can listen to more stories. You can visit. We even have a photo op at the end of it.
Okay.
And we have signs like, I ran, and I survived.
I survived.
And yeah, all kinds of fun stuff there.
Well,
So,
Jaycee,
fun at the beginning to end.
when it comes to the scary stuff, I love horror movies. I love the aesthetic. I don't like to get scared. So I don't know if there's a changing table or a bush that I could go behind and bring an extra change of underwear minimum, or wear a swimsuit, a porta potty. But I did find I was looking for reviews because I like to see what are people saying, and the only thing I could find was an obituary that said I died at kill camp. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know. It didn't have any.
Well, and this is our first year to do this too.
Really?
We're Parks and Rec Committee of Tishomingo. No, we're a nonprofit. All of this goes to restoring our park. We're trying to do a handicap accessible park on 6th Street in Tishomingo.
Yeah,
that's our main goal for this. So hopefully next year we'll have a little bit. Hopefully no more obituaries.
Right.
I mean, my goodness, but a little bit of fun and a review in there. Hopefully.
Okay, so with all that being said, kind of, not to switch gears from the scary to the realistic here, and my fear is real. But what I like about what you're doing is, again, it's going back into the community. It's making things more accessible for those that may not be able to enjoy those to their full extent and full potential. That's what and honestly, that's kind of why, no, that's not kind of why, that's why we're doing this show, is we want to highlight communities. What are y'all doing out there? What are we doing to bridge those gaps and to bring each other closer, bring people in to communities? And I just think it's a great idea.
Well, and that kind of goes back to our kill camp search there. All of the cash and prizes that we have in there were donated by businesses in Tishomingo.
Oh, that's great.
So the prizes that you find are gift certificates to one of our boutiques, or dinner at Old Red's, or it's things such as that. So even if you're from Lawton and you come to our trail and then you go home, next weekend we want you back to come enjoy Tedford. We want you to come back and enjoy Old Red's. We want you to come back and enjoy more to our community.
Absolutely.
And hopefully the more you come back, the more you fall in love with our little town of Tishomingo, and you will see your money at work. You'll see that big sign we're going to put up for the handicap accessible park on 6th Street. We just, we want it to all round out, and we want everyone to love our town as much as we do.
Absolutely. And with that being said, I notice you guys are open not every day. What are the hours of operation? And then also, let's talk about tickets. How does one get tickets for this?
Well, we are cash only because this is our first year and we haven't really had time to set things up. We just decided to do this in August, and that is such a small amount of time to set something up, But the tickets are $7 to walk the trail.
Oh, that's great.
And it's $10 if you want to walk the trail and search the kill camp. And our nights of operation are Friday the 18th, Saturday the 19th, Thursday the 24th, Saturday the 26th, Wednesday the 30th, and of course Howl-o-ween the 31st.
Okay, so it is a cash operation, and obviously the money goes directly back into the parks and recreation. Can you also donate more? Obviously, I would say yes to that.
Well,
but
we
is that,
have.
Okay.
That's our s'mores thing. Okay. We're going to have a bucket next to our s'mores, and it's s'mores by donation. We're not charging you for these s'mores, but if you want a s'mores, give us a penny or a $5 or, whatever you want to donate for that s'more. We're happy to take that.
Jaycee, that sounds fair, but it sounds like blood money since the donations will be taking place in kill camp. I mean, I'm okay if my legacy's a $10 bill, but Man, I don't know. I'm still a little leery. So, Jaycee, where obviously Facebook, people can go to travelok.com to find you, but what are the best ways to get a hold of you all? If you need volunteers or just the trail, tell us the best way to do that.
Well, like you said, we're on Facebook and Instagram. We have Facebook and Instagram. And then, of course, we have a couple of radio stations that are airing our info, but Quentin and I have offered out our phone number, and anyone with questions or they want to volunteer or anything like that, they can give a call, and our number is 580-630-1100.
Perfect. Well, Jaycee, I love what you're doing with the community. I think it's fantastic. So much going on down there, and I appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate your time, too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so my thing is, and I think it almost goes without saying, we know that I'm a scaredy cat. I'm not a huge fan of marshmallows. Can I get the s'mores? Did I say s'mores? Can I get the s'mores with just the chocolate?
I said s'mores.
I did.
I have a question.
Sure.
This is one of a few interviews that you've done solo.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about that? Our schedules don't always line up, so sometimes
I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like when you're not here, it's like I'm being left at the altar.
Okay, well, I do have some critiques of your interview. I liked Jaycee. She's awesome.
Yes.
She knows her stuff.
Right.
But I have some issues with you, Mr. Manzer.
Did I emasculate myself?
No, you started off with the very beginning of the interview. You said, I like to be scared. But then, like halfway through the interview, you said you don't like to be scared. So,
which is it?
Can we get some consistency in your opinions?
Okay. I like scary movies. I like horror movies. I don't like it when the horror occurs to me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't like impending doom or something just beyond the tree line ready to snatch me up and make me a legend.
Well, I am going to say this is a really great idea. Taking an urban legend.
Right.
With a little bit of history to it, and turning it into a fun, scary, spooky activity.
And here's what and this is nothing against the haunted houses and haunts that we've talked about or talked to. What I like about it, it's in a natural setting. To me, okay, I'll buy the haunted house that's built in a field once a year, but you give me a trail that's in the middle of nowhere when it's not Halloween and I'm begging for s'mores and pissing my pants. I mean, it's just, that builds, to me, you give me a story, it builds the whole thing.
Absolutely. And this is their kickoff year, so I think it's important that we support them and try to get as many feet on the path, feet on the trail.
You were going to say something else. You were trying to avoid the whole butts and seats thing.
No, I wasn't, because there are no seats. It's a trail. But I think we need to get as many people there as possible because I like this and I want it to continue.
We talk a lot about cost-benefit analysis in our business, and this is one of those situations where when the rubber meets the road, you know exactly where the money's going to. It's 100% to 100% good cause.
Parks and Recreation Department, yeah. No,
absolutely.
I like that.
They're excited, and we're excited for them.
I also like that the community is kicking in and trying to make it a big deal, by adding in prizes and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It sounds super cool.
Well, and we talked to Old Mogi, talking about a past show where the prizes you win go to the stores that are in town.
Right.
I mean,
which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes absolute sense.
Kind of keeping it local, which is kind of what we're all about.
Yeah, but I'm not excited or about finding a devil's chair. I hope they never find it.
I'd like to hear some more stories about the devil's chair. I'll be honest. I would like a follow-up interview where we talk in depth about the legends and lore around the devil's chair.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, moving on to a little bit lighter side of October for you dog lovers. It's Nationally October.
It's Nationally October.
It is. It's
pretty much globally October.
Globally October. So what does that mean to you? It's National Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and the Oklahoma City Animal Welfare is celebrating with a month-long event called Dogtober. That's coming up this weekend. Well, it's kicking off this weekend. We'll talk about that next. All right, 6 goes into 7. 1 is... God, I'm so frustrated. I'm scared to death. I'm an independent contractor, and I don't want to get punched in the jimmy by the IRS.
Brett, why don't you give our buddy Justin over at the Holiday Tax Group a call? One of their specialties is tax preparation and planning. And then on top of that, if you have a run-in with the IRS, they're going to have your back.
Perfect. But how do I find them?
You can reach them at holidaytaxgroup.com. And if the independent contractor thing works out for you, they also do estate planning. So they got you back on that one as well.
Oh, thank goodness. Thanks for the advice. That's holidaytaxgroup.com. Holiday with 2 L's.
So we've got Oddtober, October,
Oklatober. I don't know. Lots of tobers.
Oktoberfest. But I think this one is probably the best named, Dogtober. Now, I am going to say we recently talked about a new law in the state, or not a new law, but a new ruling that allowed people to go topless in the state of Oklahoma. And I think that law has, like, burrowed into your head,
right?
Because I'm looking at something you wrote here, and you were talking about the Oklahoma City Animal Welfare Department, and you said that it's a busty time of year.
Well, it is
not a busy time of year.
It's the most bustiful time of the year. Well, yes, it's also a busy time of year for the OKC Animal Welfare. They have over 9,500 animals that they've taken in over the summer, and they're currently housing over 700 right now that are looking for homes. So if you're in the market, there's no better time than right now.
Right, and it's actually really inexpensive to do this. It's a $30 fee, $30 charge to adopt a pet, and that is for them to be spayed and neutered, for their vaccinations, deworming, even the space-aged microchips.
Now, I've owned dogs in the past, and that stuff is not cheap at all. It can cost you hundreds of dollars to get that stuff done, but you definitely want to be on the lookout too, because they're going to be out and about every weekend during the month of October throughout the metro. They have an event coming up this weekend. It's called Fall for a Dog, and that's going to be at the OKC Animal Shelter as well.
I'm waiting. I'm going to skip that one. I'm waiting for the Howl-o-ween Adoption Spooktacular on October 26th.
Well, yeah, I love the wordplay. Well, and the cool thing, too, is it's not just a pound puppy pickup. They're actually having events that are carnival-themed. There's going to be activities for everyone, games, prizes, and even a chance to win a free adoption. I mean, honest to goodness, when I tried to put this thing together, I was reading about it, I almost came and said, I don't know if I can do this, because I was getting a little bit clumped. I'm such a softie for dogs. I really am. I just can't help it.
So if you're in the metro, though, and you are looking for a dog, they're open and available. They're on 29th Street, Southeast 29th Street.
Yeah, OKC, yeah.
2811 Southeast 29th Street in Oklahoma City. You can find out more about them at okc.gov/animal welfare. But they're open 7 days a week. I think that's awesome.
That's awesome. Optimal time. So, they're there when you get off, and they're there when you go to lunch. And, 7 days a week, adopt a dog. Give a forever home to a dog that deserves it. Well, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do the OnlyinOK show a favor. Get out there and adopt a dog. And tell your grandma there's a new show. It's called the OnlyinOK show. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley.